let's just do a quick analysis just to share with you a little bit of what's going on in the markets. Obviously, markets don't seem to care about tariffs. They don't seem to care about inflation. I think the media did an awful job, as usual, this week reporting on the economy. And I even demonstrated it. I don't know if it was, I think it might have been Tuesday's live session or maybe Wednesday. CNBC had a headline that within 20 minutes they posted the opposite headline. Something like, markets pull back due to tariffs or economy or inflation or whatever. And like 15 minutes later, markets rise because of it was like the when the markets shift, so does the narrative that the media puts out there. It's just such garbage to follow. The reports that come out are usually cooked. You can't really trust them. So what do? Just trust the charts. The charts will initially react to all economic macro data reports, but then they'll react to the reaction and they'll hit certain levels, they'll shrink back, they'll pull back. But if you trust technical analysis, you can block out all of the noise. I'll prove it to you. So the narrative right now is fairly bullish among a certain camp, right? Inflation is down. Tariffs don't seem to be impacting inflation the way we were told it would because inflation is not spiking. Now, inflation, to be true, was up a little bit. It has had a little bit of an effect. Manufacturing is up. Consumer spending is up more so than you would think. So the consumer doesn't seem to feel like we're going to be going through an inflationary period. So they're still spending. They're not holding on to their dollars. So the consumer is spending. Prices are not going through the roof, either on the producer side or the consumer side, even though we've been tariffing. Government did bring in a good amount of tariff money, but we didn't see it in the PPI number. You might next month, but not really. Didn't see it all that much. Jobless claims were down. That means more people are getting hired, more people are working. So the Trump economy, whatever you want to call it, um, manufacturers and factories and businesses are still gearing up. So they're still hiring. Now, that's not necessarily good for the inflation narrative because if everybody and their sister has a job and a second job, and the labor pool is full, that means people have cash. And when they have cash, they spend it. And when they spend it, that pushes inflation. So there's that too. But I'm going to just keep my eye on the charts. I'm going to be watching the dollar and the VIX. Those are the two main charts. Now, there are other charts that we'll watch too for confirmation, but, and I'll go through them here right now briefly, and then I'll get to the questions. Let's look over here at Apple. Apple has been dancing for a little while, but you can see up, down, up, down, up, down, right? One day up, next day down, next day flat, up, down, down, up and down throughout the course of the day without direction, up and down without throughout the course of the day, down on Thursday, gap up on Friday. So no longer, actually, I'm going to change that. Apple is a reflection of the markets. It's a reflection that there's still uncertainty. Now, Apple doesn't seem to know whether it's coming or going, but apparently either does this market. It seems like it's bullish, and then the VIX rises, and you get a pullback day. Um, Apple just kind of going nowhere. If you look at where it is today, it's right where it was kind of at the beginning of the month. It's still just sitting right here in this box. So this will be a chart to watch to see if it can break, I'll just ballpark, 208. If it breaks 208 to the downside, that would be a check mark for the bears. And if it can, take out 215 to the upside, chalk one up for the bulls. Nvidia has been very lofty. And there are some that would say I mean, should I just should I just get some calls on Nvidia? I mean, Nvidia just seems like it wants to keep going higher. It really does. And the main reason it's going higher is because traders are pushing the out of the money calls. When price was at about 160, they were pushing the 165s. When we got above 165, the 170s got in play and they were pumping the 175s. And I don't mean just, 10, 20, 50,000 calls. Hundreds of thousands of out of the money calls. The market maker has to respond. The market maker cannot be stuck and have price shoot up higher and not have stock in hand. Because if anybody that had the 170s decided to exercise and go, okay, give me my 1 million shares of stock because I had 10,000 calls or whatever it is, right? 10,000 calls is a million shares of stock. Where's the stock going to come from? Well, the market maker's not going to buy stock at $175 to deliver it to a call holder that says, give it to me at 170. So the market maker will buy when the calls are out of the money up here. They'll start buying here and here to make sure they have enough. Well, guess what happens when the market maker buys here, here, and here? It pushes the price higher. And that's what you're seeing. This is pretty much a market maker squeeze, if you will. That's what this is. On the backs of news that they're going to do business in China and blah, blah, blah. But can't argue with it. Now, I'm not going to get NVIDIA here. I think there's more opportunity with one of the other chip companies that would need to catch up. There's great value in the catch-up trade. So if you want to be looking at AMD as a potential, maybe MU as a potential, some of the other chip stocks might be interesting. AMD, I think, long term probably has more potential than Nvidia, believe it or not, because Nvidia is the poster child. Yay, Nvidia, and it's going through the roof. One word about chips or China, or word that Jensen Huang is, dumping stock, Nvidia drops. But that doesn't mean all the other chips will. It gives anyone who wants to stay in the semiconductor business, if they dump their Nvidia, yes, some of them will buy Apple, but many of them that want to stay in the chip business, in terms of investing, will rotate their money out of Nvidia into some other chips stocks, right? So that's why I believe AMD might have more opportunity for options and for stock play. But as it is right now, that's up. That's up.
Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video from Trade With Me Now. Make sure to go ahead and like this video and subscribe to our channel so you make sure that you catch our next video right when it's released. Also, if you have a question or comment, please leave that in the comment section below. And of course, if you want to learn more about Trade With Me Now or join our community of profitable traders, go to tradewithmenow.com. There's also a link in the description below.